which is really upsetting. Let's see if it'll let me join or not. Remember, they want this to be about them, and I'm going to tell you something about subbing, so I really want to get this done here. Okay. It's not letting me join the audio by computer. It's probably me by accident. I don't want to report people. Goodness, people. Okay, I've already sent Daniel the invitation, so if he pops up, that's great. And I have Subway here waiting for me from DoorDash, which is very sweet of them. And like I said, the malware is pulling the camera over, but everything should be working. Now, I wanted to talk to you about behavior. So, just so you know, I have seen many videos online. I'm looking for my marker. It looks like someone has taken my marker. I want the teal marker. Aha. Okay, so I'm looking for the, here, found it. Now, there's something about behavior you should know, which is that no matter what you do for a living, behavior these days is more and more important. And here is the number one rule of behavior that you should always keep in mind, okay? Now, if you can see it, it's going to be a little amateurish, but hopefully I can refilm it if it turns out good. Okay, the rule is don't waste, all right? Don't waste your time. Don't waste your words. Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your oxygen. Don't waste your emotional stability, your personal happiness, your life on communicating poorly with anyone. Always strive to be the most efficient, the most effective, the most creative, the most helpful communicator that you can ever be. Whatever that looks like for you. Even if it's not very good, it doesn't matter. Just try to think about everything you say before it comes out of your mouth. The second rule that you have to remember now, if you can see it, because this is being a butt, it's supposed to be full screen and it won't go full screen for some reason. Because it's trying to make me seem like the stalker doesn't want me to be full screen, which is sad. It says remove negativity. Okay? Remove negativity. That means eliminate it. It does not exist. When you open it, when you have words to say, there is no negativity. You are just purely trying to effect a change on someone else. Okay, that's all you're trying to do. Nothing else. You're like, it's like when you put in a battery to a device for it to run. Okay, there's no emotions there. You're trying to get the thing to turn on as fast as possible and do what you need it to do. So you snap the battery in, you put the cover on, you flip the switch, and you go on with your day. It takes 2 seconds, no mistakes, nothing ever goes wrong. It's reliable, it's complete, it's informative, it's essential, okay? So no negativity. That means that whatever you do, and I know there's a negative pull on a battery, but we won't talk about that right now, but whatever you do, just remember that negativity makes people deaf. If they hear you in your daily work being negative to another person, if they see you, and I'm talking about my channel is like a creative entertainment channel. Negativity sometimes has a role there. I'm not invested in whether y'all do what I say or not. Okay, this is not like, it's a different kind of communication. But when you're actually in life and you're communicating with another person, negativity renders the other person deaf. They will not hear you. They will not respond to you. And that does not mean just in the moment. That means if they've ever seen you communicate poorly with another person. So immediately you have to just clear it. You have to say, so-and-so, I know that 2 days ago you heard me bitching to so-and-so about something, about X or Y or Z, okay? That's not part of this conversation. I need you to listen to what I'm saying. I need you to look at me. Okay, then that's the third thing. The third thing is about behavior is know what you need. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but it says, this is being so difficult, y'all. Know what you need. So it's trying to reduce me down to nothing so the stalker can take my place, which is really sad because nobody can take my place, y'all. I'm special. And you're special too. But anyway, it says know what you need from the person. See, it's trying to make me half person. If I move over this way, it's just like a nutty thing. I have to hold my arm way out to the left. But anyway, know what you need. Okay? Think about it before you effect a change in another person. What's the most important thing you need them to do first? Start there. Okay. The fourth thing is create a physical change in that person. Okay? You want to immediately, upon entering the situation, create a physical difference in the person that you're targeting for change. Okay? When they see you, like, let me give you an example. I could give you a nice example. Like me, I'm very soft-spoken. Okay, I don't yell. I have never had to raise my voice to get something to happen in another person ever in my life, because for a long time I couldn't yell because of how I was raised. It's very funny. So what I would do is I taught people to, when they see me, like in the teaching situation, because I'm a special ed teacher, and I would teach the whole room of kids. Okay, so all 20, 25 kids. When I met them, I would say, Miss Williams cannot yell. Okay? So when you see her at the door, one of y'all needs to get up and come over and ask me what I need. Whoever's free. Doesn't have to be an interruption. Could even be the teacher, an aide, any student, anything. Okay? And then that person will tell you what to do next. And then it gets buy-in from the people that actually have the behavioral control of the classroom, right? Because I don't know these kids necessarily. And it works like a charm. Now, not everybody can do that. You have to decide for yourself if that's an effective approach for you to use. So what happens is, the second that I walk into a room, it creates a behavioral change in the room. Because what will happen is someone out of the corner of their eye will look over and see me, and they will stand up and come up to me to see what I want. And the other students will look to make sure someone's doing that, and then they will go back to paying attention to whatever they're supposed to be paying attention to. It goes like this. Okay? It's not very hard at all. It takes 2 seconds. It makes no noise. Distracts no one. Okay? It's just look, stand up, or do whatever. When I go out for a recess to collect the kids from recess, all I have to do is walk outside and they come to me because they know that I won't yell at them. Because I'll explain that in a second. The fifth thing you need to do is respect your audience. Okay? But we're not there yet. That's something you have to do for yourself. No one can make you do that. If you don't respect the people you're talking to, they will not listen to you. They will not love you. They will not look at you. They will not do what you say. You will just be yelling against the wind. And that comes from you. You have to respect them. It's not about them, okay, and how they feel. You have to respect them first. But we're not going to talk about that yet. We're still on effect of immediate behavior change. Effect an immediate physical change in the person that you're targeting for change. Now, this could be if you're a police officer, you walk up to a bunch of kids that are misbehaving, get them to sit on the ground. Okay? Remove the options of misbehavior. Separate them by physical space, get them to sit down. Don't do anything else or say anything else until you have effected a behavioral change in the person you're talking to, okay? Do not waste your breath. Do not waste your time. Don't waste their time. Don't seem like an ineffective communicator. Just say to them, I need you to sit down on the ground with your back against something, and I need you to not move while I talk to you. That creates a power differential. It's not disrespectful. It lets them know that you're serious. And unless you do something, and this depends on, I'm talking about kids here, okay? And also some adults, maybe up to 25 or so, which is a demographic that in our country we struggle with controlling the most, I would say. So if you do that, then what you're doing is you're saying, entering the situation, I take charge, I effect a change, and if that doesn't happen, then nothing else is ever going to happen either. Okay? Your kids, let's say that you're talking to your kids and it's 20 degrees outside, so you're going outside, right? So pick something, like I don't know what it is, put the dog in the crate, or put on your winter coat, or turn off the kitchen light, or whatever it is. Okay, one thing at a time. So the second you walk in the room, ask them to do something. Don't say anything else until they do what you say. Then you can take that's asserting your role as a dominant person in your situation, and you're saying to them, I respect you, but I need to see that you are behaving before I continue wasting my breath or giving you instructions or having you do anything else. And do it like this, okay? And it doesn't matter what it is. When you walk in from the home and you say, come give me a hug, or whatever, like you want to say, whatever works for you in your situation. But when you enter a room and you have behavior modification in mind, like you come home from work and people are misbehaving in the living room, or you enter a room and someone is acting uncontrollably, or you are out of your pocket and you need to establish control over a behavioral situation, the first thing you do is ask them to change physically their situation, whatever that is. Stand up, sit down. Usually it's better if they are lower than you to control them, okay? So sit down, hopefully on the floor would be best if they're really misbehaving. Chairs can be used as weapons. People can run. It's more harder for them to run if they're sitting on the ground. Okay, back up against something. Make sure that you control your whole situation before you enter into it. So you can say, I need you, or you can get in front of the person and back them up against something nicely, okay? And I'm talking about in my daily life. This is how I live. Like, if I enter into a room, I have already assessed it, and I know, because I can't yell at people. And if I yelled at them, they wouldn't really listen to me anyway because of my voice. So what happens when I go into a room, and this happens all the time, and this happens no matter what room I go into. In my old town, I used to go to Target, and the kids that I was teaching that were older now and working at Target would come up to me when I entered Target just to see what I needed and if there was anything they could do for me. They'd be like, Miss Williams, do you need anything? Is there anything I can do for you? Immediately, without me having to say anything, because they know that I can't yell, which is so funny. If you don't yell at someone, they will approach you. If you yell at them, they will stay at whatever distance to them means that you're not yelling at them, okay? So like if you have a voice, let's say that's bigger than mine, that carries 100 feet, then people will always back up 100 feet from you whenever you enter a thing. And you will notice that some of the people will stand, right? But that's because they're bolder. But the people that are kind of important to the situation will start backing up if you're a loud, noisy person. And you will notice that they will automatically assume whatever distance is most comfortable for them.